Welcome back. Well, there's the two coaches, Setien and Hansi Flick, and when you look at these pictures, this result and this match feels like a result and a game that will be spoken about for years to come. Delight for Bayern Munich as they go through to the semi-finals. They will play either Manchester City, the possibility of being reunited with their old coach Pep Guardiola, or Lyon. That, of course, is tomorrow night. But Barcelona are gone, and gone in some style as well. Damien, I know both of you beforehand spoke about tipping Bayern Munich to go through. You said that the head went for Bayern, the heart went for Barcelona. To see a destruction of a team like that, that's astonishing.
Yeah, it's a sad night for football, you'd even say. For the club as a whole, you know, you think about the DNA over the past 20, 30, 40 years, Cruyff 4-3-3, even that's dead. The energy, the movement, you know, it's all very static, 4-4-2. And even the two boys up front, you love them, Suarez, Messi, but you can't defend against Bayern Munich with 8 players. And even when Griezmann and Fati, I know he's a young player, comes on, sometimes it's 6 and 7. So it's been threatening to happen for a couple of years. You know, the Roma result, the Liverpool result. I didn't think it would be quite this bad, but it's absolutely game over for this team. You think of every top team in the world now, there's a spark about them, energy. Just compare them to Liverpool. It's absolutely night and day. Said before the game, massive rebuild. Where are they going to get the money from that? I do not know. They've seemingly got the biggest wage bill in the world in club football. And they've obviously got a big renovation going on as a new camp that's going to cost 420 million euros, I believe. So where are they going to get the money for this rebuild? But for football, just a football fan, they make movies about this team, about this club. Yeah. It's a sad day.
It's a great night for Bayern Munich. And Bayern Munich play fabulous football as well, no?
Absolutely. I wouldn't share the sad night for football thing. An emphatic defeat. It's obviously the end of this Barcelona era. I think the last few months they stuttered towards the end of La Liga, the off-the-field stuff. You asked a question at the start of this programme. I wonder why did Messi say publicly that this is a weak team and if you can get at them with energy, you'll do well. There's obviously a huge range of problems behind the scenes as well. That dressing room is going to have to be torn apart and put back together again. I don't know how you start that. The obvious question is, does the manager stay? Probably not. What did they do with Messi? He's a year left on his deal. The finances involved in keeping his contract or extending it, or will he want to stay? Will he want to go? So it's not just the age of the squad, because the average age of the two teams tonight,
it's pretty close.
It's not too different at all. And we're not sitting here kind of bemoaning the age of Bayern Munich. It's the quality. And the quality of those Barcelona players is not what is required for a club of their stature to compete at this level. So unless there's major surgery of this squad, they won't be back in the latter stages again.
And there's the other issue, as you say, where that money comes from. And also, like you see, you know, the same thing happened in all of Italy. Juventus are having issues with Ronaldo's wages. It's 23 million a year. Like Barcelona, 300-400 million, these are the numbers you're talking about, to try and rebuild that team. And spending that amount of money in a country that was so badly hit by COVID-19, and it continues to be hit by it. Like, just the optics of that are awful.
Would you sell Lionel Messi? How much would you get for him now? I know he's 33.
That's a good point, yeah. Cash in on him.
There'll be some club out there, I don't know, the Far East, America, I don't know whether you can buy players in America, but there's obviously friction. It looks a poisonous club, and you can tell that by watching on the field stuff. It looks poisonous. Messi never speaks in public, and the fact that he's having a pop of stuff going on in the background. And even the big jump out thing for me was Xavi. When Valverde got offered the job, or got sacked in February, Xavi was offered the job, and he had absolutely no interest in coming back and working for the club. So I think that speaks volumes about where Barcelona's at the minute. Yeah,
Messi, Inter Milan was a story from not too long ago. 250 million was what they were talking about. He's a year left on his contract. If you're going to start looking at a rebuild, do you do it without him? Like this, you couldn't even imagine saying these words a year ago.
I know. Well, that's where we're at now, because there's obviously a huge financial cost to keeping him, and a huge financial windfall if you can sell him now before he leaves, when his contract expires in a year or so. So those decisions will have to be made. He's obviously a hugely popular figure among the fans. So is it a brave or bold decision to be the guy who comes out and says, no, I'm going to sanction the sale of Messi? But it's an end of an era for this team at the moment. We both said, you know, they were Bayern were justifiably favourites. They deservedly favourites. I don't think anyone saw a collapse of this. And that's what it was. It was a complete capitulation.
For sure. We're going to look at the 4 goals that Bayern got in the second half. And as with the German national team against Brazil, these guys just do not stop. They will keep going.
There was absolutely no question in our minds at half-time whether or not they'd take their foot off the gas at all. Davies we spoke about before the game as someone who had a great season, could have a hell of a future in the game, but tonight's performance, like, to do this, he's already beaten 3 players at this point. He makes an absolute fool there, the full-back. He gets from the position he got the ball in initially to being 2 yards from the goalkeeper without anyone landing a glove on him. So superb play, and it's the same side of the pitch here that the 6th goal comes in. Against Semedo had an awful night. He was one of many who did. Lewandowski had to wait a little while for the VAR officials to confirm the goal, but after this it was a question of, like, just Bayern's attitude. It wasn't down to Barcelona's ability as to whether they could keep them out. It was just down to Bayern. How hungry were they? How kind of ruthless or professional or determined were they to get more? Because there was goals here for them. So half time they were 4-1 down. They went out and lost the second half 4-1 as well. So this Bayern team, like, we saw them put 7 past Tottenham earlier in the season. They finished the group stage with a better goal difference and 6 wins, the best performance by anyone in the history of the competition at the group stage. 7 past Chelsea, 8 past Barcelona in one night. Like, they're looking unstoppable at the moment.
And Damien, the way Barcelona looked, like, the signs were there from early on, but I suppose these signs and the indicators of this have been there for quite a while. Haven't been in the semi-finals of this since 2015 when they won the thing.
Yeah, and I think this highlights where they're at as a team. A big part of Barcelona's play, especially in their pomp, was constant penetration. Runners from midfield, runners from Messi, runners for Suarez. And you do not see it nowhere near enough anymore. Here's the front 4 here. Not obviously Vidal's game. Messi, Suarez, Griezmann, absolutely no interest. They always want to play in front of the back 4, and it's just too easy to play against. And like I said, the top teams, it's just constant runs in behind. Here we go here. The one time that they do make a run, it's Vidal. He doesn't have the legs. Suarez, it just looks old. It's like they're dragging 3 caravans. And when you compare it to the Bayern front line, it's, quality, a spark, it gears, breaking forward. And the penetration that does come from Barcelona, it's often from the fullbacks. Here, Suarez does not have any interest in running behind. Griezmann, no interest. And it's Alba who makes the run. So there's such a responsibility on them. But like I said, the top teams, an energy, a spark, and constant runs in behind. And I think with Bayern's high line tonight, which I think Man City it's something they'll look at. Okay. Barca never touched it.
Yeah, Barcelona once in the semi-final since they won this thing in 2015. End of an era. It has that real feel to it, a hugely significant night. I can only imagine what the reaction, Richie, will be in Catalonia, because the press there, like Bayern Munich, are ruthless. Yeah,
be very unforgiving. There's so many questions that have been asked of the club for a while, like boardroom stuff, financial stuff. Where are they? What's their transfer plans and strategy? And what are they going to do with Messi? But after tonight, it could be Messi's call.
Yeah, OK, very good. That's it from us this evening, with thanks to Damien and to Richie for their company here in studio. We're back with RB Leipzig against PSG on Tuesday night. That could be as significant as this evening, although I'm not so sure. Bayern ease their way into the last 4. They've beaten Barcelona by an incredible